Or if you're allowing that mobile to introduce a fitna in your life, a fasad in your life, affecting your fidelity, affecting your integrity, using it to watch images which are immoral, to listen to people who are immoral, to propagate lies, or even to watch things like Facebook just to pry on what other people are doing for no other reason, just to see what is this influencer doing. Oh, they're painting their house today, they're changing their kitchen today, they went and had a burger today. Islam has a strong verdict against wasting time. It values time. So here you have to use that equation where يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْخَمْرِ وَالْمَيْسِرِ قُلْ فِيهِمَا إِثْمٌ كَبِيرٌ وَمَنَافِعُ لِلنَّاسِ وَإِثْمُهُمَا أَكْبَرُ مِنْ نَفْعِهِمَا. That what is more beneficial to you, and if you use this as an equation, you will always go far. These gatherings here today, tonight, they accrue, they're cumulative. If your child and children attend these at a young age, they will become accustomed to attending these gatherings. It's very hard to pick up a 16 or 14-year-old who has not been doing this for a long time to suddenly say to him, come and sit in this method. You can tell him, Malaika bhi aayenge, angels will be here. You will hear the Quran, you will hear Naat. He will not. You'll have great difficulty convincing him. You pull him in, rope him in, he will think, when is this ending? Because there's no acclimatization, no customization. Similarly, if I ask you today to climb Mount Everest, by the time you've got a quarter of the way, you'll be gasping for air and oxygen. Because your bodies are not acclimatized to that task. The human body needs to have a system of increments. If you go to the gym today, first time, you will not pick up 90 kilograms straight away. You will start with 2.5, 5, 10. Then after 20, you'll stabilize for a while. Then you'll keep going. But nobody will just start to pick the 90 kilograms straight away. Similarly with Deen, baby steps. These mehfil gatherings might seem insignificant. Might it been better I stayed at home and watched television? I would have been more relaxed because of Qari Sahib I had to sit in again, in a certain position. But overall, these are like weights in a gym. They acclimatize you. Then the message of the Prophet ﷺ is to sit in good company. Yesterday I was at a meeting where the admissions tutors of the most prestigious schools in this country were at. Rishi Sunak, who is the current Chancellor, who is the son of billionaires, his child went to one of these schools, Winchester, where this admissions tutor was. And all of these people gave the same message, that we look for erudite, well-rounded people with good language. If in these gatherings our children learn good language, good ikhlaqiyat, they gain tarbiyah, then it's worth it for them. But if they're coming here with their eyes and ears on the pizza and the chips afterwards, even then bring them. Because they are making ziyarah of the ulama kiram and the Fadl kiram. Just to see them is a privilege. I remember, and I'm closing on this, just a few more minutes of your time I'm going to take. You're so lucky that this is such a relaxed environment. If I was to define Al-Jannat Institute or my vision for it, my vision is simply that this becomes a tanzeem, an organization of young people. Young people attract young people. This is a straightforward, basic electromagnetic equation. I could not go to Asad's friends and say, come to this method. But you could do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to Hafiz Saab's peer group and say, come here. But you could do that. Now, let me tell you my final thing in closing. If I bring my child to this gathering and he sees people reciting the Holy Quran beautifully, or able to recite long passages beautifully, or he sees people talk about the love of the Prophet ﷺ, which to me is the most important thing, without any question, because Hazrat Umar Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, he gave us this hadith, that your iman is complete when you love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than anything. If my child comes and witnesses this, naturally he will want to emulate that. These students who sit together, listen to each other, they push one another because the environment is there. As the world changes now and becomes more and more digital, there will be barriers between us and the ulama kiram. One, because commercially it makes sense for ulama kiram to sit in one room and have thousands of students just on their screen. They will become more and more inaccessible over time. So sitting in their company is something we must value. Equally, you must take hypocrisy out of your heart from the beginning. One of the miracles of this religion is hypocrites can make no effect on other people. Irrespective of how knowledgeable they are, irrespective of if there are thousands of people in front of them, if they themselves are not courteous to their parents and they talk about love parents, respect parents, it will not have effect on the people. If they are themselves liars and they talk to others about being truthful, it will have no effect. If they are talking about cohesion and be together and be an ummah, and they in their hearts are disunited, it will have no effect on the people. And this is a miracle of the religion. So when you're a child, your heart is pure. It's innocent. It's much harder to find someone who is set in their ways, elderly person, even if he's an imam, to try to convince him to have purity, cohesion, etc. Much easier to work on children because their hearts are pure. So if you keep your hearts free from jealousy of one another, so if you see someone doing more hifz than you, and you love that person, that Allah has blessed his heart, Allah will open your own heart. So use these gatherings, and I close by saying, use these gatherings as sohbah. I thank Iqbal Ustaji for his efforts in doing this. I hope you will always keep this an organization for young people. In Accrington, where I was born, the first two safs of the major masjid are all hufaz.
Subhanallah.
The whole, and it's very big mosque, very wide masjid. In fact, one of our good family friends has just built a £6 million mosque in Accrington. And it's full, the hufaz kiram. My cousin in Birmingham, there are thousands of young people who attend gatherings there. Thousands of young people, I'm talking under the age of 16. Thousands. And it's all on Facebook, you can see it. It's nothing that you have to go up there. If we're going to make a difference, we have to ourselves be truthful, be humble, be respectful, want to do this for the sake of pleasing Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and then we will do a service to our deen. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ. جزاك الله.